All right, we're back here. Technical difficulties out of the way. Picked up there by Leeser. Puck comes back to the point. Picked off there for a moment by Gosner. And the Kachinas pick it up. They get the blue line. Kachinas walking to the middle. Kachinas shot up high and over the net. Zaworski leaves there for Gosner. Gosner tripped up. No call. Shot saved by Bozier. Picked up there by Tony. Tony plays it out to center. Gosner picks it up there. Gosner will settle things down. Berger through the slot. Dangerous pass, but it's picked up by Zaworski. Zaworski down the wing. Zaworski shot on net, saved by the goaltender. Berger digs it out, plays it out front. Out of the reach of Zaworski. Held in there by Zaworski, and puck comes out to center. Played in the zone. Wide of the net, picked up there. Gray has a roll off her stick. Gray skates with it now. Gray plays it wide. She's on her backhand. Gray tries to drive the front of the net, saved by the goaltender. And the Kachinas played out to center, picked up there. McDonald. McDonald leaves there. Picked off there by the Kachinas. Nice back check there by Gray to break that up. Gray plays it around behind. Up ahead to Zeng. Zeng. Brutal battle. Gray comes in to support. Puck comes back to the line. Off the skate of Berger and out the center. Kachinas get the line though. And battle on the boards. We'll get a whistle here. 10:41 here to go. Face off one there by the Kachinas. Kachinas walking in, shot. And that's gloved and held by Bozier. Face off one there by the Kachinas, back to the point. Brewer leaves there for Gray. Back to the point. Kachinas play it down low. McDonald near side. Played back to the line. Gray gets a piece of it. Kachinas able to hold now. Gray picks it up. Gray bring it into the Kachinas zone. She dumps it in. Icing's waved off as she had the red line. Kachinas behind their net. Played ahead, back out, held there for a moment by Brewer. Brewer now plays it back in. Bruins will get a change here as the Kachinas look to break it out. Played up ahead. And Kachinas are going to go to the power play as soon as Bruins touch the puck. McDonald's going to get a rough. Power play here for the Kachinas coming up. .9:14 here to go in the first half of this game. Minute 30 here now of penalty kill time coming up for the Lady Bruins. Losowitz to take the draw. Losowitz wins it back. Picked up there for a moment by Gosser. Losowitz tries to play it out. Now Losowitz able to play it out up ahead to McCormick. Back into the zone. Picked up there by Jennings. Jennings tries to clear. And that did come out of the zone. So we're going to face off outside the Lady Bruins zone here. 8:55 to go. Picked up there. Gosser able to clear it all the way down this time. 1:05 here to go in the Bruin penalty kill. McCormick, Losowitz out there with Jennings and Gosser. Back across to Gosser. Gosser wisely plays it back into the Kachinas zone. Up ahead. Kachinas now. Jennings picks it up there. Jennings gets steamrolled. Picked up there by McCormick. Puck doesn't come out. Jennings has it now. And now it's played all the way down. Kachina goaltender will come out to play it there. 32 here to go in the penalty kill. Back into the Bruins zone. Jennings across to Gray. Gray tipped in by DeFelice. Under 20 here to go in the Bruin penalty kill. Back out the center. Hops the stick of Jennings. Jennings picks it up there. Jennings plays it back out the center. Intercepted by Gray. Gray shorthanded. Walks it in. Tries to go through a couple. Shot from a sharp angle. That goes wide. Picked up there by the Bruins. And the puck will come out the center. Nope. Held in there. Back to even strength. Back into the Bruins zone. De Herrera will pick it up there. De Herrera up ahead. Zeng on the stick of Arnold. Arnold tries to take it wide. Now she does. Taking off the puck there. Wessel comes in to support. Puck's played in deep. Zeng now. Puck comes back to the blue line. De Herrera shot towards the net. That goes wide. Picked up there by the Kachinas. They try and work it up the boards there. And out the center. Tipped in. Icing should be waved off. And it is. Picked up there. Wessel from Osborne up ahead. Past the stick of DeFelice. Icing's waved off. Back to the point. Wessel towards the net. Up ahead. De Herrera takes a poke at it, and the Kachinas will play it down. That should be an icing. And it is. We're going to face off here in the Bruins zone here. 6:14 to go. So 6:14 to go in the first half here. Face off in the Kachita zone. One there by the Bruins. Puck's played up to the line. Held there by Wessel. Wessel now. Wessel shot towards the net. That goes wide. Losowitz tries to dig it out down low. Losowitz. Oh, now things are getting sporty. All right, looks like we're going to go coincidental roughs. DeFelice, and I couldn't tell who it was for the Kachinas. We're going to stay 5-on-5. So they'll be out the first whistle after the minute-and-a-half mark here. 5:49 to go. Tony to take the draw. Back to the point. McDonald. McDonald. Shot. And a save by the goaltender. .5:42 here to go. Face off in the zone. Opportunity here for the Kachinas. Blocked down by Brewer. McDonald plays up ahead to Tony. Tony gets taken into the boards, and there will be a rough, I'm going to guess. All right, so we'll go with the potpourri call, 2 minutes for a rough. Zing, Brewer, McCormick out there now. Face off, back to the line. Jennings plays it down low. Brewer picks it up there, tries to leave for Zing. Puck comes out to the top of the dots. Goster towards the net, tip attempt. That goes wide. Jennings pinches. Back to the line. Jennings able to hold. Jennings tied up there now. McCormick tries to dig it out. McCormick digs it out now. McCormick cross to Brewer. Brewer tries to go back to Zing in the slot. And that puck will come back into the Lady Bruins zone. Shots on goal 6-4 in favor of the Bruins. Picked up there. Goster walks it to the middle. Goster, shot. High up over the net. McCormick leaves there for Goster. Zing. Back to the point. Jennings. Shot. And a save by the goaltender. Sorry for the vibration, guys. This is metal stand, so every time somebody stomps their feet, you're going to feel the motion of the ocean. Face off in the zone. Played around behind. Puck is left there. Gray plays it cross ice. Off the stick of McDonald. Into the slot. Glove down. Gray shot. Saved by the goaltender. Big save there. Gray tries to go in front. Shot in the goal. Bruins take a 1-0 lead. .3:59 here to go. Berger picking up the rebound in front and bearing it. Osborne, Novodarski. Arnold out there now with Wessel and De Herrera. Puck hops the stick of Wessel. Played to the Bruins blue line, picked up there by Osborne. Osborne now, under 4 minutes here to go in this half. Picked up there by the Kachinas. Ice is going to be waved off, not going to make it. Picked up there. Wessel plays it ahead to the line and out. Arnold plays it ahead. Now Osborne picks it up. Osborne shot towards the net. That goes wide. Arnold battles down low. Picked up there by Osborne. And puck's went out to center. 2-on-1 here for the Kachinas. Shot. And that's going to be gloved and held by Bozier. Picked off there by McCormick. McCormick hits the red line. McCormick's tripped up. Will play on. Could have been a call there, but we will continue. Stolen by Jennings. Jennings plays cross ice. Picked up there by the Kachinas. Stolen there by DeFelice. Into the zone. Icing's waved off. Loswitz in on the forecheck. McCormick ties up along the boards. Far in. McCormick plays it down low. DeFelice. Gosler leaves there. DeFelice shot off the bar. And that goes up and out of play. We're going to face off here in the Kachinas zone. 1:59 here to go. $1:59 here to go in the first half of this. Just a goal 11-5 in favor of your Bruins. Tony to take the draw. Kachinas pick it up there. Picked up there. Leeser. Strong on her backhand, forehand, throws it towards the net. Leeser leaves it behind for Zaworski. Picked up by Tony. Centered out front, off the stick of Leeser. McDonald plays it ahead. And nice defensive play there by Brewer to pick that up. McDonald off the boards. McDonald gets zone entry. Leaves it there. Tony centers out front. Picked off there by the Kachinas. Just over a minute here to go in the first. And the puck is played around behind. McDonald steps up. McDonald now. McDonald walks it to the slot. McDonald shot. High and wide. Turnover there by the Kachinas results in a scoring opportunity. Leeser now. And now the Kachinas are going to come back the other way. Kachinas try and drag it through Brewer. Brewer, McDonald do a nice job tying up there. Brewer up ahead. Stolen there by the Kachinas. Puck's loose in front. Broken up by McDonald. McDonald goes far side. Zaworski walks in. Shot. Oh, nice save by the Kachina goaltender. Under 20 here to go in the first. Picked up there by Zaworski. Zaworski throws it to the point. Shot by Brewer. That goes off a leg and wide. Under 3 seconds here to go. And that should do it for one half of play here. We'll be back in just a bit for the second. All right, guys, ready to get the second half of this game underway. Through the first half, shots and goal 13-5 in favor of your Lady Bruins. Again, this is a semifinal game against the Arizona Kachinas. Winner will face the Alaska All-Stars tomorrow morning at, I believe it's 9 or 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. Won't be able to bring you that game as, unfortunately, we drove down, so I'll be leaving at 4 in the morning. Zeng to take the draw. Zeng wins it back. Picked up there. Back to Brewer. Brewer up ahead. To Gray. Gray stolen there by the Kachinas. Gray now. Gray shot towards the net. That's steered wide. And the Kachinas will come back the other way. Off the stick of McDonald. Brewer using her body well there to shield the oncoming forecheck. Stolen there by the Kachinas. And McDonald picks it up. McDonald up ahead to Berger. Berger plays it wide towards the net. Tip attempt there by Gray. And that'll result in an icing on the Kachinas. So we're going to face off back in the Kachina zone here. All right, face-off won there by the Bruins. Shot towards the net. McDonald saved by the goaltender. And a save. All right, not sure why we didn't switch ends for the second half of this game. But Bruins to the box, Berger with the penalty. Sorry, Kachina penalty. Sorry, so 27 up on the board. Up there, picked up by Brewer. Played back at the center. McDonald there. Leaves for Zaworski. Shot in a glove saved by the goaltender. All right, face off in the Kachina zone here. Power play for the Bruins. Losowitz wins it back. Wessel tries to go across to Brewer. Brewer picks it up there. Brewer to Wessel. Wessel down low. Wessel looks out front to DeFelice. Wessel spins with it. Wessel still maintains possession. Wessel works it back. Losowitz to Wessel. McCormick tied up there. Stolen there by Wessel. And puck is played, nope, not quite out the center. Held in there by the Bruins. McCormick, nice play there. DeFelice on the forecheck. Kachinas trying clear, picked up there. Wessel down low. McCormick off the board. Centers out front. Broken up by the defense of the Kachinas. Nice defensive play there. That's going to do it for your Bruin power play. Picked up there. Wessel up ahead. Wessel picks it off there. Wessel steps the blue line. Wessel on her backhand. Picked off there by the Kachinas. They'll come back the other way. Tony ties up with a player there along the boards. Dug out there by Zaworski. Zaworski up ahead to DeFelice. DeFelice up ahead to Zaworski. Zaworski tries to throw it back out front to Tony. And Kachinas are going to come back the other way. Gusser, though, ties the player up. Shot saved by Bozier. Big save there by Bozier. And Gosser is going to take a slash. Well, let's go, Hoppa! Gosser will absorb the slash. We'll call it that. She's not going to take it. Power play coming up here for the Bruins. So with Gosser off the ice, it'll be Jennings and Zaworski. McDonald plays it cross ice. Picked up there by Berger. Glove down by the Kachinas. Short-handed opportunity here for the Kachinas. They're going to call a hand pass. Minute 11 here to go in the Bruin power play. Back to the point. McDonald. Top of the dots. Leeser tries to work it down low to Berger. Berger plays it cross. Out front. Gray had a pitch in there, and the Kachinas come back the other way. And McDonald's going to go for a hook here. So we'll be back to even strength hockey here. 46 seconds was left in the Bruin power play. Now it'll be 46 seconds of 4-on-4. Face off in the Bruin zone. Zeng to take the draw. And that'll be an icing. All right, face off in the Bruin zone here. $17:53 here to go. Zeng to take the draw. Zeng along the boards, picked up there by the Kachinas towards the net, steered aside by Bozier. Brewer plays it up ahead. Zeng tries to go up ahead to Arnold. Arnold on her backhand, plays it in deep. Zeng in on the forecheck. Zeng ties up with a player. And held in there by Brewer. Kachinas come back the other way. Shot steered up into the netting by Bozier. We're going to face off to the right of Bozier here. 17-10 to go in the second half of this game. Shots on goal 18-7 in favor of the Bruins. All right, Gray to take the draw. Gray Zaworski. Gray wins it back. Puck's played out to center. Icing's waved off as it went through a Kachina player. Picked off there for a moment by Gray. Now Gray picks it up. Gray walks it to the middle. Take it off her stick. Nice play at the Kachinas defense. To the line. Wessel. Back at the center. Wessel picks it up there. Wessel plays it in deep. Rio started a forecheck. DeFelice on the far side. Puck takes a weird carom off the boards. Right to a Kachina player though. And we are back to even strength hockey here with under 17 to go in the second half of this. Zaworski now. Zaworski takes it wide. Zaworski drops. Shot. And DeFelice just could not get the backhand on that one. Picked up by the Kachinas. Stolen there. Wessel. Wessel walks it out front. Shot. And a goal. (2-0) Bruins here with 15, we'll call it 15:57 on the clock to go. Bruins go up 2-0. Losowitz to take the draw. Picked up there. Brewer dumps it in the zone. Picked up there by the Kachinas. Kachinas will regroup in their own zone. McCormick in hard on the forecheck. McCormick forces the turnover. Losowitz picks it up. Centers out front. Picked up there by the Kachinas. Kachinas try and bring it in, but that is going to be whistled down for an offsides. So we're going to face off outside the Lady Bruins zone here. 15:32 to go. Face off one there. De Herrera plays it off the boards. Picked off. Picked up there. Losowitz. Losowitz tries to go across to McCormick. Picked off there. Losowitz shot towards the net. That's broken out by a defender of the Kachinas. Puck's loose in front. McCormick shot. Saved by the Kachina goaltender. Big save there. .15:05 here to go in the second half of this one. Lady Bruins up 2-0. Shots on goal 20-7 in favor of your Lady Bruins. Tony to take the draw, back to the point. Brewer shot. That goes off a defender's leg and wide. Played back in the Lady Bruins zone. Dara gives chase. Bruins get possession, and now puck's loose in the slot. Picked off there by Brewer. Shot, rolls in on net, saved by Bozier. Brewer battles in the corner here. Brewer up ahead. Zaworski. Zaworski now. Cross to Leeser. Leeser takes it wide. Leeser throws on the brakes. Half wall extended. Tries to play it back to the point. De Herrera. Shot towards the net. Intercepted. Now picked up by the Kachinas. Held in the zone. Zaworski overskates for a moment. And the puck's played back into the Bruins zone. That'll be an icing here. So 14 minutes here to go in the second half of this one. We're going to face off back in the Kachina zone. Zhang, Gray, Berger, McDonald, and Wessel out there now. Zeng to take the draw. Wins it back. Wessel picks it up, plays it down low. Zeng tied up there. Gray tries to walk it out front. Rolls off her stick. Wessel has it now. Wessel tries to play it down low. Gray has it. Gray tries to go cross ice. Broken up there. Wessel shot towards the net. Redirect off the post, and the goaltender makes a save. I don't know if that was off a skate or a stick in front, but nice save by the Kachina goaltender. I heard iron hit, but they were able to save it. Shots on goal 21-8 now. Zeng to take the draw. Back to Wessel. Wessel goes into the boards hard. And the Kachinas break it out. Held at their line by McDonald. McDonald, Gray. Gray shot. Saved by the goaltender. McDonald leaves down low. Gray tries to go across. Berger shot. That misses high and wide. Gray leaves there for McDonald. McDonald out front. Puck goes through everybody out in front. And now we have the Kachinas coming back the other way. Kachinas steer it wide of the net. Picked up there. Gray. Picked up there. Wessel up ahead to Gray. Gray to Osborne. And out of the zone. Osborne hits the blue line onside. Osborne, nice play there. Shot steered aside by the goaltender. Back to the point. Shot Gostner. That goes wide. And the Kachinas play it out to center. And we're going to get I believe, an offsides call here. .12:05 here to go in the second half of this one. Osborne to take the draw. Osborne takes the draw. One back there. Arnold battles through a stick check. Arnold plays it in deep. Novodarski in on the forecheck. Picked off there. Osborne centered out front. Gostner. Puck's loose, and the Kachinas play it back into the Bruins zone. Jennings will go back there to pick it up. Jennings now behind her own net. Jennings up ahead. Tipped out of the zone there. And the Kachinas bring it back in. Picked up Jennings. Jennings to Arnold. Physicality picking up here. Shot wide of the net by the Kachinas. Arnold ties up with the player. Gostner picks it up. Gostner up ahead to Arnold. And the Kachinas try and come back the other way. They're going to try and catch Creek on a change. But Brewer picks it up there. Up ahead, McCormick to DeFelice. DeFelice down low. DeFelice centers out front. Brewer steps up. Brewer shot. That's deflected off a body and wide. Played back out the center and back into the Bruins zone. Losowitz ties up with a player there. And dug out there. Losowitz now. Losowitz plays across to McCormick. McCormick in on the forecheck. Kachinas try and play it up the far boards. Brewer picks that off. And Kachinas are coming back the other way. Breakaway here. Shot. Goal. .10:02 here to go in this half. Breakaway for the Kachinas. It's a 2-1 game. Shots on goal 24-8 in favor of your Lady Bruins. All right, Tony to take the draw. Played ahead. Into the zone. Wessel pick it up there. Up ahead to Leeser. To Tony. Picked off there by the Kachinas. They'll leave it back. Picked up there. McDonald. McDonald will throw on the brakes. McDonald goes up ahead. To Tony. To Zaworski. Zaworski. Half ball extended. Picked off there by the Kachinas. Held into the zone though, and now played back out the center. It's going to be picked up there by Wessel. Wessel leaves there for McDonald. McDonald up ahead. Zaworski picked off there by the Kachinas. Kachinas bring it in the zone. Shot up high and over the net. Quick release there by the Kachinas. Shot steered aside by Bozier. McDonald forces the player wide, and that puck goes all the way out. And that'll be an icing. 8:53 here to go. Lady Bruins up 2-1 here against the Kachinas. Shots on goal 24-10 in favor of the Bruins. All right, Zeng to take the draw. Zeng. Kachinas win the draw. Jennings forces her player off the puck. Zeng bodied off there, but Gray picks it up. Gosler has it now. Able to clear the zone. Picked up there by Zeng. Zeng tries to play it wide to Gray. Gray wisely dumps it in deep. Smart play there. Berger on the forecheck with McCormick. Jennings steps up, able to hold. And now the Kachinas are going to come back this way into the Lady Bruins zone. Picked off there. Gosler. Gosler leaves for Jennings. Up ahead, Berger. Berger to Zeng. Zeng. Zeng goes across to Gray, but they're offsides at the line. Nice look there by your Lady Bruins, but they are offsides at the line. .801 here to go in the second half of this game. Osborne to take the draw. Played ahead. Arnold tied up there. Back to Gosler. Gosler to Jennings. Jennings. Ooh, player goes in hard there. They're able to come out of it though. Jennings plays it ahead and played back into the zone by the Kachinas. Puck's at the side of the net, picked up there. Novodorsky. And Jennings plays it to the line, not out. Shot towards the net. That is tipped up over the net. Gosler now. Gosler up ahead to Arnold. 7 minutes here to go. Novodorsky. Novodorsky plays it cross ice. Picked off there by the Kachinas. And they'll come back the other way. Kachinas broken up there. Nice play by Wessel. Nice stick to break that up. Wessel will go back the other way. Wessel leaves there for Arnold. Arnold centers out front. Wessel at the doorstep. Wessel, puck's loose in front. Pulled out by the Kachinas. And we have a Kachina penalty coming up here. High sticking penalty with 6:35 to go in the second half of this one. So Bruins back to the power play here. Minute 30 power play time with 6:35 to go. Zeng and Brewer up front. I see Jennings and Gosler on the back end. Zeng to take the draw. One there by the Kachinas. And the puck's played out to center, picked up there. Gosner leaves there for McCormick. Still in there by the Kachinas. Back into the Bruins zone. Hops a skate at Jennings. Jennings will pick it up there. Jennings tries to stretch the ice here. Picked off there by the Kachinas. Played down low. Puck's loose in front. McCormick gets a stick on it. And the Kachinas are coming back the other way. And I believe Zeng's going to get a call for holding here. That'll negate the power play. .548 here to go in the second half of this one. We'll play 4-on-4 hockey for 42 seconds. Gray to take the draw. Play it all the way down. And that'll be an icing as we're 4-on-4 for 35 seconds. There'll be a power play coming up here for the Kachinas once this is done. Gray to take the draw. Picked off there. DeFelice tries to play it in deep. Bodied up there by the Kachinas. Kachinas come back the other way. Dug out there. DeFelice played out of the zone. Back in on net. And delayed offsides here on the Kachinas. That'll bring it all the way back down into their zone. 5:19 to go. Face-off one there by the Bruins. Picked up there. McDonald. Down low. DeFelice. Sorry, that was Gray with DeFelice out front. And played out to center. Picked up there. Wessel. Turned back the other way. Wessel sidesteps a player. Goes off a skate, so icing will be waved off. Gray in on the forecheck, tries to center to DeFelice, broken out there by the Kachinas. 30 seconds of Kachina power play coming up here. Kachinas enter the zone. Broken up there, Wessel. Gray ties up with the player. McDonald has it now. McDonald gets the red line. McDonald plays it in deep. Picked off there by the Kachinas. McDonald tries to lead for Zaworski. In the slot. Shot. The goal. We'll see who that is. I believe that is Wessel with the goal. And it is Wessel with the goal, getting the Lady Bruins some breathing room here with 4:13 here to go in the second half of this game. Shots on goal 28-10 in favor of the Bruins. Tony to take the draw. Tony wins it back to Jennings. Jennings up ahead. In the skates of Leeser. Leeser tries to play it in deep. Picked off there. Tony now plays it across. Zaworski in the slot. Zaworski shot. And a save by the goaltender. 3:53 here to go. Your Bruins up 2. Tony to take the draw, back to the point. Held in there by the Bruins. Leeser leaves there for Tony. Tony plays it around behind. Zaworski picks it up there. Zaworski out front to Tony. Shot. That is wide of the net. Kachinas played out to center. Leeser plays it ahead to Gostner. And Jennings will pick it up there. Jennings plays it off the boards. Picked off there. Gostner up ahead. Leeser. Jennings picks it up. Jennings tied up with a player down low. Jennings leaves it there for Tony. Tony up ahead. Zaworski. Zaworski now on her backhand. Zaworski shot towards the net. That's steered aside by the defender. McDonald steps up, able to hold at the line. McDonald now. McDonald walks into the slot. McDonald walks it out front. Shot. Centered out front. And held in there for a moment. Kachinas come back 2-on-1. Shot. And a save by Bozier. .229 here to go in the second half of this one. Zeng to take the draw. One there by the Kachinas. Puck's played wide of the net, picked up there. Brewer. Berger goes ahead to Gray. Kachinas try and get it back into the zone. Picked up there by Gray. Gray goes across to Berger. Berger stolen by the Kachinas. Bruins get possession though. McDonald though pinching in from the blue line. McDonald leaves down low. Now works it back to the point. Brewer shot on net. That's tipped wide. That would have been the dagger. Played cross ice. Brewer. Puck to the line, not out. Kachinas try and center out front. Shot saved by Bozier. Backhand attempt there by Brewer. Brewer tied up with a player there. McDonald breaks it out. McDonald stretch pass up ahead to Gray. Gray to Zeng. Shot towards the net. That's wide. Gray has it now. Gray works it back to the top of the slot. That hops the stick of Brewer. And the Kachinas have a chance the other way. Steered aside by Bozier. McDonald unable to clear. McDonald now has it. Empty net here for the Kachinas. Kachinas play it out front. And that's pitchforked out of the zone by Brewer. Nice defensive play there by Brewer to get that out of the zone. Kachinas come in. Shot on net. And Bozier will hold. 43.4 here to go. Lady Bruins up 2. Shots on goal 31-13 in favor of your Bruins. But we'll get a defensive zone draw here. Losowitz to take the draw. Losowitz wins it back. Big draw win there. Wessel up ahead. DeFelice. Gostner. Gostner to the line. Not out. Held in there by the Kachinas. And played back down in low. Wessel. Wessel up ahead. McCormick tied up with a player there. Wessel goes down. Sorry, that was McCormick that went down. Wessel wastes some time there. Plays it to McCormick. McCormick leaves there for Gostner. Gostner just content to hold it against the boards. And your Lady Bruins win. They will play tomorrow morning against Alaska All-Stars for the championship. Unfortunately, I will not be able to bring you that game as I will be on my way back to Denver